Green Eggs and Ham by Dr. Seuss.
All right, we're here with Mr. Michael Williams, the starter of the Dr. Seuss Day. And what was the motivation behind starting Dr. Seuss Day?
Well, public libraries throughout the United States celebrate Dr. Seuss's birthday because Dr. Seuss made reading fun for children. And so each year for the past 4 years, we have had a celebration of Dr. Seuss's birthday. And during those years, we have had green egg rolls before, where we have used paint stirrers to roll the eggs down the rolls. But this year, we're using spoons to carry the eggs. And as a part of our celebration, we give the children cake and punch and a little Dr. Seuss prize, with the thought that they will be motivated to read. And perhaps read Dr. Seuss, which would be a good start.
What was the biggest turnout you had in the past 4 years?
I can't tell you exactly the number. I counted 77 today. I think there are a few more than 77. I think in the past we've had up to 100 before.
And how many different readers have you had?
Well, we've had a variety of readers. This year we had Taylor Thompson, who is a member of the Harnett County Beekeepers Association. She read the story Show Me the Honey by Tish Gray, which is written in the style of Dr. Seuss. She also read In the Trees Honeybees by Lori Martinson. Last year we had Major Steve Taylor, I think, from Harnett, from the Triton High School, the ROTC program. And the year before that we had the year before that we had Linda Hayes, who is from the Department of Juvenile Justice. And the year before that we had Judge Wiley. And I believe one year I know, we had then Congressman Etheridge come to the library. And on that particular occasion, we had the event inside the library in the children's room. And on that occasion, we had 188, which is what motivated me to have the event outdoors.
Okay, so what is the biggest pleasure you think the kids get about coming out here?
Well, I hope that they have fun with the activities, and I hope they enjoy the stories. I hope it leaves them with the feeling that they would like to read more. So that's my hope.
And how long do you plan to continue to have the Dr. Seuss Day?
Well, it's an annual event. This is the Dr. Seuss's 108th birthday. So we plan to continue it.
Okay. And do you plan to do anything big for, say, like if you get to 120 or that's your number 10 year of doing this?
Well, that's always a possibility. Perhaps we can do something big on one occasion.
Well, thank you so much for your time, Mr. Williams.
Well, it's a pleasure, Ms. Martin.
You have a great evening.
Thank you very much. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen and children, welcome to Dunn Public Library's celebration of Dr. Seuss Birthday. Dr. Seuss was an author who made reading fun for children. So each year we celebrate, along with libraries throughout the United States, Dr. Seuss's birthday. Today we're very fortunate to have with us the Hardin County Beekeepers Association, and they're going to give a brief presentation about honeybees and about honey. Our guest reader today is Miss Taylor Thompson, and our presenter today is Mr. Charles Fleming. So Taylor and Mr. Fleming are going to present to you today. Thank you for coming, and let me just recap what will happen. We'll have our stories. Taylor will read stories to you, and Mr. Fleming will present to you about bees, and then we will have our green egg roll, followed by cake and punch. So without further ado, I'm going to turn it over to Miss Taylor Thompson, who will begin reading a story written in the style of Dr. Seuss, and it's about honey.
All right. Hello, everybody. My name is Taylor, and I'm going to read a book to you called Show Me the Honey. It was written by a man named Tish Rave. It says, "This morning," said Nick, "I'd like honey on toast. That is the breakfast that I like the most." "Me too," said Sally, "but I'm sorry to say, it looks like we're all out of honey today." "Sally," said Nick, "your joke isn't funny. I can't eat my breakfast if we're all out of honey." "Did someone say honey?" cried the cat. "What a treat! It's gloppy and sloppy and sticky and sweet. I love it on pancakes, all fluffy and hot. Please pour me a bit of the honey you've got." "It's all gone," said Nick. "Is there some in your hat?" "Oh dear," said the cat. "No, I do not have that. But I have something else, a special invitation to Queen Priscilla Bazoo's Dance All Day celebration. She is queen of the bees, and her parties are great. But we've got to hurry or we will be late." "There's one problem," said Sally. "Look here and you'll see. To go to the party, you must be a bee." "Don't worry," the cat said. "I know what to do. This is a job for thing one and thing two." So the two things ran in, and the cat asked them, "Please, do something to make us fit in with the bees." In a flash, those two things with their usual knack striped the kids and the cat with yellow and black. "I can't believe it," said Nick. "I look just like a bee. This is something that I never thought I would see." "We're off," said the cat. "We will meet Queen Bazoo. We'll meet her and greet her and dance with her too. Push the shrink-a-madoodle if you would please. It will shrink us down to the size of the bees. We will fly past the ladybugs and wave to the birds, who will sing us some songs that don't have any words. We will soar, and what's more, we will dip and we'll dive through a hole in a tree and down into the hive." They got to the party a few minutes late and were stopped by two bees who were guarding the gate. "Excuse me," one said, "where is your invitation to Queen Priscilla Bazoo's Dance All Day celebration?" "Here it is," Sally said. The bees said, "Go in. The special bee dance is about to begin." "Nick and Sally," the cat said, "let me introduce you to the queen of the bees, Queen Priscilla Bazoo." "Hello," said the queen. "Welcome to my hive. My party just started at 5:15. "Your beeness," Nick said. "I'd like to thank you. This is the first party of bees I've been to." buzzing, and in front of the throne, one worker bee started to dance all alone. She zigged and she zagged, and she wiggled and waggled. She slipped and she slid, and she jiggled and jaggled. She swirled and she twirled with a buzz and a spin. And then more and more bees began to join in. See all the bees? Soon all the bees were dancing and twirling. Wings and antennae were swinging and swirling. Then Sally and Nick began to dance too. Beautiful, cried Queen Priscilla Bazoo. Watch the bees, said the cat, and you'll get a surprise. They aren't just dancing to get exercise. The first bee that danced, Sally said, let me guess. She was showing them something. The cat cried out, yes. Her dance showed something bees need to survive. Where to find nectar to bring to their hive. They get nectar from flowers. It's sticky and sweet. They use it to make the sweet honey they eat. Her special bee dance lets the other bees know where to find flowers and which way to go. Can we help them? Asked Sally. The cat said, indeed. We can follow and help them find nectar they need. To the thingamajigger, get ready to fly. Hold on to your hats and we'll take to the sky. Let's go, said Nick. If we hurry, we'll see how bees make honey. How hard could it be? So they flew with the bees and slurped nectar from flowers, then returned to the hive in a couple of hours. At the hive, they spit nectar into combs where it dried. Soon all of the combs had sweet honey inside. In these combs, the queen said, we store honey away. This is fun, Sally cried. I can do this all day. Next, we must cover the combs, said the queen. This protects the honey and helps keep it clean. I like honey, said Nick. I like honey a lot. But making it is much more work than I thought. It's late, said the cat, and it's time we must go. But we'll come back to visit you all soon, I know. So long, buzzed the bees, and be sure to come back anytime you want honey to eat for a snack. Back home, they all opened their gifts to the queen. More jars of honey than they'd ever seen. The note says, said Sally, we want to give you the world's sweetest honey from the hive of the zoo. I liked meeting the queen and flying through trees, but what I liked most, Nick said, was dancing with bees.
Yay. Now, everybody see those bees do a dance. Now, I know I'm not the only cold one out here, so I'd like all the children to stand up and let's do our own little bee dance. Now, the bee dance is what they do. Everybody paying attention? Yeah. Is they wiggle, everybody wiggle, and then they turn around. All right, and wiggle again. Wiggle, 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 and turn around the other way. Wiggle some more, wiggle really fast. Wiggle, 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 and turn around. And that's what bees do to dance. That's how they tell their other friends where they found some honeybees. Tell their honeybee friends that they found some nice flowers.
That's how they talk.
That's how they talk to each other. That's right. All right, one more wiggle. Get all the wiggles out. Wiggle, 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 wiggle. All right, everybody sit back down. Taylor's got the other story.
Anna, you and Nathan come back here. Come in, come in.
All right. Can everybody see the pictures? All right. Morning light, warm and bright. In the trees, honeybees. Blossoms out. Everybody see the flowers?
Yeah.
Dancing Scout. You remember the dance we just read about?
Yeah.
This little bee right here is doing that and showing these bees where to find those flowers. Sisters fly through the sky. See all the bees flying around? Did you know that all of the bees in the hive are all sisters? Except the boys, of course, they're brothers. Nectar sweet, pollen treat. honeycomb. Look at that. That's what honeycomb looks like inside of a bee tree. Feed and clean, precious queen. Can everybody see the picture of the queen? Now the queen, she never takes care of herself. All of the worker bees take care of her for her. So all that she has to do all day is lay eggs. Can everybody see the little white dots in there? Those are the eggs that she lays. Lots of food, hungry brood. As the bees grow up, they start to look like this, like a larva and a pupa, just like butterflies, only in the honeycomb. Yeah, it's gross, right? But the bees, they cover them up with this wax, and they go through a stage where they turn into what looks like a little bee like this. And then they chew their way out of the hole, and then they have to turn around and clean their cell, and then they start working, and they work for the rest of their life. Water drips, sip, sip. Too much heat, thousands beat. You know, honeybees get hot in the summer too. And what they do is they collect water and they take it back to the hive. And then a bunch of the bees will stand in the front of the hive and they'll all fan their wings really, really hard. And it moves the air in a big circle through the hive and it's like air conditioning. But the bees do it all by themselves. Bear attack. Everybody see the bear? He's trying to get the honey. Sting and smack. Honeybees, they'll go right for the bear's nose because they know that the rest of the skin is too thick for them to sting through. Shape the wax, seal the cracks. When honeybees build their comb inside of a tree, they draw it out kind of like a big U shape. Gather more, winter store. Bees have to put up a whole lot of honey to survive the winter. Fading light, homing flight. Everybody flies home when it starts to get dark. Chilly night, cluster tight. For bees to stay warm when it's cold outside, they all cluster together, kind of like you guys are right here. And they get really close, and then they vibrate, and it keeps themselves warm. Yeah, exactly. Morning light, warm and bright. In the trees, honeybees. Then they all go flying around to start their work all over again.
Wonderful story. Very much, now what I'd like to do is, does anybody want to do some more bee dancing before we go? All right, everybody stand up. What do we do? What do the bees do? They wiggle, 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 and then they spin around. Then they wiggle, 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 wiggle some more, and they spin the other way. And then wiggle some more. Let everybody know you found some good flowers. Wiggle, wiggle, wiggle. All right, good job, everybody. Sit back down, and I'll show you what a beehive looks like. Now, what I've got over here, now everybody needs to be careful. There might be some bees in here. Is anybody scared of bees? Well, you don't need to be scared, because I don't have any bees in here. But, what's that? Yeah, would you like to know? What we have here, for people who are a little worried like myself, we have a bee suit. And this keeps the bees from stinging us when we go into their home. We'll let Taylor put that on. And we'll make sure she doesn't get stung by anybody.
This is actually his jacket, so it's a little bit too big for me.
It's got a nice little zip. It looks like everybody else's jacket. And there's a nice little elastic at the bottom. It keeps the bees from coming up. Zip that up. And put the little hood on. And that keeps them from getting us on our faces. It has a zipper all the way around that. And then right in front, you can just tuck those zippers in and fold that down, a little Velcro, and now the bees, if you're lucky, don't get in there. Is that neat?
Yeah, but they need something to be in.
needs something for her hands. That's a good point. Look what we have here. Because her hands will get stung, we have special bee gloves. Now mine are a little dirty. It's got a little bit of honey on there and propolis. They get real sticky. It's not. That's yummy honey. Just sticky, sticky, sticky. A little bit of dirt in there. And there you go. Now she has gloves on her hands, and now they won't get her hands. Is that neat? Who wants a bee suit? Everybody. All right. Parents, take note. We got some beekeepers here. And so what you would do is we have a smoker. So when you come up, if you look in here, there's a little straw that I put in there. What you would do is you put a little fire in there and it starts to smoke. You close it up and then you squeeze this and smoke will come out the top. And what you do is you come up here in front of it and you put a little bit of honey in here or a little bit of smoke in there because you're after that honey. A little bit of smoke up there, let those bees know that you're there. Then you come over here on the side, you lift it up real gently and you put some more smoke up in there. Everybody see that? And you set it back down and you set this here in front of it. And the smoke will just waft in front of there and let the bees know that you're fixing to come in. That'll help calm them down. Then what we do is we pull this lid off. And in here we've got another inner cover. And then inside this we've got, if you notice, there are different size boxes here. This one is a small box, a shallow super. This is the box where the bees will make us some honey. And so what we would do is I'll pull this up, and these are frames. Let me get up here so everybody can see. There's little yellow stuff on there. This is, and there would be honey in there, but my bees, they didn't do too good. They didn't finish. But what they would do here is they would make those cones. If you remember in that storybook where the bees were working in there, they draw out these cones and they make little holes, lots of little holes in there. And they'll fill that up with honey, just like the little cups. And so that's what that is. This is wax, and this is called a foundation. Wax foundation. Now what I would do, if this were full of honey, is I would take this and I'd take it back to my house and I'd get all that yummy honey out of there. So I'm just going to set that right here right now. Now in the bottom here, this is where all the bees would live. So they would be in here. This is a lot thicker, if you'll notice, than this one. And there are 3 kinds of bees. Does anybody know there's 3 different castes? Honeybees. There are 3 different kinds in the hive. Wasp, no, wasp is not a honeybee. No, not yellow jackets. You want to tell me 3 different kinds of bees? There's a queen bee. There's one queen bee in there. There's another kind of bee. A worker bee. No, not a bumblebee. And then a drone. There are 3 different castes. Now, in any hive, there's one queen, about 80,000 worker bees, and several hundred drones. Now the drones are the boys, or the males. They don't do a whole lot of work. They sit around in the hive and they do a lot of eating of the honey. Now the worker bees, they're the females, and they do a whole lot of stuff. They're the ones that you see flying around. They go to flowers, they collect pollen and nectar, and they make the honey, and they keep the hive nice and clean. And in here, we would find them, and there would be one queen. And the queen would be in here laying eggs. Here's one that's drawn out. It's a little dirty. The bees, they don't wipe their feet before they come into the house. So you can see here's little, and if you look real close, there's little honeybees in there. But they're not alive, don't worry. Everybody sit back down, I'll walk around so we can see it. See in there? See little honeybees?
Yes, they are.
See in there? Let me come over here. honeybees?
Mommy,
So what they would do is this is where they would live. This is their home. Some people didn't see it. We'll have some more stuff. You want, let me come back there so we can get some more. I want everybody to be able to see this. See that? You want to see another one? Here, I got another one here. It's a little messed up though. I had something go in my eye. It does. You want to smell it? It smells like wax. Does anybody know what they can use wax for? Does anybody have any wax in their house? You smell some honey. It smells a little bit of honey, doesn't it? Does anybody use wax for anything? You have some wax in your house? You have candles. Anybody have candles in their house? Lots of candles are made of wax. There's lots of uses that we can get out of that. Oh, we'll get a look here. Let me show you all that. Oh yes, all these cells are all the same shape. They have 6 sides. There's little tiny bees in there. Does anybody have any questions? No questions?
Does anybody know what a 6-sided shape is called?
I don't know. Taylor, do you know?
Some of these
That's scary. A hexagon. That's 6 sides. There's no bumblebees in my beehive.
No, bumblebees and honeybees aren't friends. They don't get along very well because the bumblebees try to take the honeybees' honey. So they end up fighting.
Is that neat? Well, does anybody have any other questions? I think we're going to have some games here. Any questions about honeybees? Now, I have all this stuff up here. If you still want to keep a look at it, you want to come have a closer look at anything or got any questions, and certainly any parents who have any questions, I'll be more than happy to help out.